Piled on my doorsteps, rooftop and car, looking through the window at the snow in my yard, knowing that despite all the warm clothes I wear, how can I compete with the Arctic like air? But yet through all this weather, you won't see me complain. I'm well aware of who controls the cold, heat and rain. Instead I'll count my blessings, thank God for what he's done. His tender mercies new each day for me and everyone. With the Arctic like air, but yet through all this weather, you won't see me complain. I'm well aware of who controls the cold, heat and rain. Instead I'll count my blessings, thank God for what he's done. His tender mercies new each day for me and doorsteps, rooftop, and car.
So, alrighty.
Would that just have it?
It's almost here. Maybe a couple rounds. Ooh-wee. Shalom. Shalom. Hallelujah. Man, how are you all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How are you all doing? Praise. Yeah. Uh-oh. But yes, Brother Daryl, it is hot. It is. Man, hi, bud. Woo. And next week out here, they say it's gonna be 90 degrees. 90 degrees. I don't know how I feel about that. Not yet. Not yet. Still got some things to do before it hits those temperatures. But praise y'all for another day of life. We are all here. Oh no. Clearly, if you type in the chat, you alive, you have life, and I praise y'all. Oh man, blue collar brother said 64 here. Oh man, oh man. I think today it reached 78. But they're saying next week 90. Yeah, Palmetto. Yeah, you do, brother. You do. Oh, Brother Nathaniel said it'll be 70. See, that's perfect. I think tomorrow it'll be a little bit cooler than it was today. But next week, it says it's going to be a burner. I think we have 88, 90, 88, and then 88 or 87 over a 4-day period. So that's wonderful in regard. What am I? Oh, there it is. It's wonderful in regards to obviously, you know, the okra and tomatoes and peppers, but yeah, that's right. We sure do. We go from sheet to heat. Yes, it reached 90 in the town that I worked in today. Whoa, already? So the Aspen says 71 in North Carolina. We're doing pretty well. How are you guys? We are well. Oh gosh, can you be quiet? I'm gonna need you to quiet down now. All right, thanks. Brother Gary said 50s tonight. I think we had some 40s at night this week. Pretty surprising. These extreme swings in temperatures. But hey, praise y'all. I honestly, now I'm saying this, I honestly do not plan on being long. I know, I say that, and everybody says, yeah, right. I meant this time. Theoretically speaking, of course. It's been a busy week. I really didn't spend too much time getting the topic down. Like I usually do. So please forgive me. But John said, famously, last words, Chris. Brother Nathaniel said, you got jokes. Hey, why y'all clowning? I could do it. I can do it. Y'all don't believe me? I can do it. Everybody laughing. Hey, Palmetto, long is relative. 4 hours might not be long, depending on perspective. You're right. Yeah, we've been busy here getting. Woo! I'll tell you one thing. See, Palmetto, I expect more from you because Brother Gary is the one that usually brings up the maroon pistol, and now I'm disappointed, brother. I'm disappointed. My daughter came in rolling. I know, for those that are on the channel, you saw the video I did today, and I'm not one of those guys that wants to do videos on current events, although I am covering them because there's a lot more that's happening. But for a while, for I think it was over a year, I just stopped covering them. I just didn't feel it was as important. But I just, at some point, as people, you just gotta stop. And when people are clowning y'all, oh, thank you, Brother Gary. Thank you. I'm gonna look that up. I'm gonna check that out. Yeah, we have a new pope. He's an American. There's just a lot of different things that are coming from all different sides. Right, Blue Collar said you gotta take a number on current events. I was reading an article in the skies over Pakistan. They had literally an old school dogfight. They said they had over 150 planes in the air dogfighting each other between India and Pakistan. So that's going hot. We still got what we got in Israel and Gaza and the Houthi rebels, and then you flip on the other side, you got Ukraine, and then you start looking at the geopolitical aspects of it all. Okay, well, if India and Pakistan are going hot, it's interesting. India got most of its military equipment from Russia. Pakistan got most of its military equipment from China. But China and Russia are for the most part cool with each other. So it sounds like America may end up having to step in with India. Russia might, although Russia's economy is falling, so they need to, on one side, they're fighting a war. On the other side, they have to export their weapons because their economy is going to crap. So everything it's either lining up or not lining up, depending on you're right. Blue collar, that's absolutely it. You've got you have feuds everywhere. Literally, Brother Lamar was talking in our chat, and he was like, that China's just waiting for the right time. They're biding their time with Taiwan. There's just so much. What did my stream go? There's just so much going on. My stream just collapsed. Let me see. Nope. Yeah, there's just so much going on that if you're not paying attention to what's going on, and beneath all that, and I feel like sometimes these things are distractions, because I don't know how many of y'all saw that statue they put up in New York. And when I saw it, I was just like, for real, you literally put up a statue of an obese Black woman and it's being eaten up. People are celebrating it, and I'm like, what's next? They're gonna put up a statue of a Black dude holding a watermelon, a High Point C9, and a 40. Do we celebrate that too? At some point, you have to know you're being clowned on. At some point, you have to know they're pulling the wool over your. At some point, you have to recognize, and that's all people, all colors of what's going on today. We have gotten so dumb literally so dumb that they could do anything. There you go. Hey, blue collar. I wasn't an OE, Old English for some. I wasn't no. Give me some Steel Reserve, man. But you see these things taking place, and it's like at some point, I don't know. And the fact that I saw people, Israelites, I'm putting that in quotation marks lightly, supporting this. I'm like, first of all, it's a statue, which you could also call an idol. One of the interesting things, and I'm just gonna put some interesting facts out to y'all. For those, now I have never been to New York City, but I know for a fact that they also have other statues on in those general areas. Can somebody else tell me some of those other statues that are in that area? Go ahead. Who's that? That is so true. I hope they don't put up a statue with a black man with his pants sagging and nappy hair. Hey, they might as well. There's Nathaniel. But Nathaniel, yeah, you out there, brother. What other statues do they have out there? I'm still trying to get on the app. Look at Christopher Columbus. Christopher Columbus. Sorry, I had to get back into my own chat. Okay. Pamela said, wait. Yes, ma'am, Sister Aspen. Yes, ma'am. Yep. The Merrill Lynch Bull. Yes, sir. The Merrill Lynch Bull. Christopher Columbus. There is Father Francis P. Who's P. Duffy? Oh, is that the whole name? Father Francis P. Duffy, and a bronze statue of George M. Cohan. The Merrill Lynch Bull. I believe we saw Statue of Liberty. Wait, man, I'm missing all these. So one of the things that another YouTuber had made an observation of is he had made the observation of, man, they have everybody but the people that helped build this country literally as slaves. They have an animal. They have I don't know who Francis P. Duffy is, but you have an animal, you have white guys, and then you have a black woman. He said, everybody but the actual people that built this country. And then he said, now let's refer back to the Willie Lynch letters. And in the Willie Lynch letters, the attack is always on the woman. And, I mean, that traces back to Adam and Eve. You go after the woman, and by getting the woman, you get the man. So behind the scenes, you know, what they're not saying is actually more powerful than what they are saying. And that's right. Blue collar, you're right. That's exactly what he was saying. You get her, you get everybody because she has the control. You get her, you get everybody, she has the control. And you can even present it in a derogatory and offensive way. And even when you do that, they will receive it as an honor. That's when you know you've got the mind of people. When you can clown on somebody right in front of them and they laugh at the clowning. Like I said, they had some I hate to say black dudes. They had some very effeminate. I'm talking about they had the voice and everything.
Okay.
You know, the super lisp. I mean, just glorifying it. You know, it's about time that we had our queens up on up here. You know, we celebrate everybody, but our black queens. And I'm just like, dude, do you see what they just did? They literally put. I mean, they're glorifying everything that this damn country, in many ways, supports. What is? Yeah. The queen. He was literally talking like that. Like, I'm just so glad that, and he had the neck roll too while he was talking. He's like, I'm so glad that we got our queens up here. And he said something crazy. He said, one day, me and us as black men, we will do the things that are needed so that we ourselves can also have a statue with our black queen. And I was just like, I think he's a black queen.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, he was a black queen. He was like, yeah, I'm a black queen too.
That's what he loves to saying.
If you make it funny or off the chain, yes, you desensitize. Oh, I want to read that in context. Where was that? If you make it funny or off the chain, you desensitize the fear and concern response. They literally have desensitized people to the point where a lot of women are now going to believe that in some way, shape, or form, especially women of color, they're going to assume that they're being uplifted. You just got clowned on. And they'll never see it. Never see it. Obese, which if you actually look at things in this country, what is one of the biggest problems we have? Obesity. Obesity is a major concern, and if you actually look behind it, there are a lot of root causes to obesity. One of them is a lack of self-control. So they're literally promoting death. Death. I'm not even trying to be funny. You know what I'm saying? Everybody here knows that I'm very serious about my faith, about my walk, about my brothers, my sisters, my family, my Yah. But they might as well put a slave ship up in the middle of Times Square. And they might as well have some alligators on the ground and then have a picture of a child being thrown overboard into the water with the alligators. And it would probably be glorified. There'd be somebody out there, what was his name on the Django Unchained? Stephen?
Oh, Stephen.
There'd be some Stephen who would be glorifying that, talking, it's about time that you recognize our pain. Yes, Brother Daryl said, I was talking to my daughter and told her that I believe the USA is the #1 country for obesity. And brother, you are right. And it blows the next country out of the water. It blows the next country out of the water. They're saying that obesity is linked to almost all the major causes of death in this country. Almost every major cause of death. And then what people do is when they get that big, they then go and get surgery, which then puts more on them that links to a speedier death. You're trying to tell me that we're going to fix obesity problems by going in and cutting out some of your stomach lining, some of your intestines? That's our answer? We don't promote healthy eating. We don't promote getting up. We don't promote exercise. I'm not talking about going to the gym. I'm just talking about getting off your ass and doing something. Going for a walk. Starting a garden. No, we're not promoting any of that stuff. What we are promoting is death, though. Death. Blue collar. Blue collar said, how many farmers are obese? How many do you see? How many do you see? That would be a great question, brother. How many farmers are obese? And his answer, very few. I mean, I live out here. There are you can go to the auctions, you can go to the farmers markets, and what you're going to identify. These farmers out here are living to like 80 years old, and they still be trying to get out there at 80 years old. It's being passed down generationally, well, for some of them, where they are 2 or 3 generations of father, of grandfather, father, son on the same property. And that son just had a son. So you have 4 generations. And the thing is that I find ironic is you have these farmers who we get on for all this. I mean, let's be honest now. Let's talk about this. Isn't it interesting that we have people that are in the faith talk about Torah all day long, talk about clean and unclean foods, who look like they just ate nothing but unclean foods? And then I find it really ironic that you got people that are pork eating. You know, what are those things? The little lobster looking things? Crawfish eating. Pork eating, crawfish eating. They hunt rabbits, they hunt squirrels, they hunt, I don't know, anything. And they'll be in the best shape. They'll be in the best shape. Then you got people that talk about clean eating and eating what Yah prescribes as food, and they look like they're about to die any second now. Doesn't anybody find that ironic? And the ones that are clean eating are telling the ones that are eating pork how they should eat like them. And they're looking at them like, and this is the example. This is the example. I'm going to eat clean, as you say, and look like you. I'm not talking about you have to be ripped, you have to go to the gym. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about being able to carry yourself, being able to walk, 200 yards without sounding like you're about to fall out dead.
No.
Like how Lamar said, I know several overweight vegans. Can we explain that?
Oh yeah, a lot of the vegans are overweight. I was like, I thought the point of being vegan.
Yeah. We knew some vegans. We knew some that were all about healthy eating, and like you're talking about healthy eating, and you can't bend over right now and touch your feet.
And they'll tell you how bad it is. You know, you kill yourself eating meat, and it's like, but you're like 5 times bigger
right.
than me. What are you talking about?
I find that I mean just so interesting. We have a whole Torah community calling the heathens heathen, and then the heathens look at us and say, but y'all are dying. Y'all are literally, let's keep it real. Y'all are talking about us, but you're the ones that are literally surviving off of what we grow. It's interesting, isn't it? The Torah movement is survived. We survived based off of what the heathen feed us. We need them. We need them. But here we go off and we're trying to preach to them about clean eating, and they're looking at it. It don't look like it's doing y'all anything. You got people in this faith that will talk about a brother that I'll say smokes cigars. Oh, he's wicked. Da, 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 da. And the dude that's talking about the brother that smokes cigars can't breathe because of the adipose tissue compacting his lungs where he can't get a full breath of air. But he wants to condemn somebody else for smoking cigars because he doesn't think you should smoke cigars. I find this stuff so ironic in this movement. So flabbergasting. So baffling. So baffling. Chicken Fire Plus, I'm with you. Yeah, Pamela says it's just health advice. Like for me, I don't smoke cigars. Now, if a person smokes cigars, I'm like, cool. I think they're interesting. When a person's smoking a cigar, I'm like, because people will try to condemn me. I'm like, is there a law? Is there a law for smoking cigars? And if the answer is no, then you probably should keep your opinion to yourself. Keep your opinion. Because, see, you got to be very careful now. Because if you say, well, you shouldn't destroy your body, well, then I'm going to ask you the next question. Why are you eating one of the most addictive substances on earth called white sugar? And why do you eat so much of it called white sugar that you are able to look the way you do? White sugar is way more addictive than cigar smoke. White sugar is probably the most addictive substance on this earth. It's more addictive than crack cocaine. You don't believe me? Go outside and look around. And what do you see? What do you see? Do you see everybody snorting coke on the corner? Or do you see everybody in some form or shape eating something with high fructose corn syrup? We don't even care what we eat anymore. We don't even care what we put in our bodies anymore. Blue collar said, I feel better now about my cigars. I had to mention, that, brother, because I saw a video that you did a while back, probably a couple years ago. Maybe not a couple years, maybe a year ago. And so I was making a comment about your cigar. And I was just like, oh, gosh. Chicken farmer, man, I just cut me a line of sugar. What the? Right. So that hypocrisy is like deeply embedded in people. Well, we'll point the finger at somebody else and say, well, that's wicked. Well, that's wrong. And you look at them like, please explain to me how your life is any better. Please.
Mommy.
Inkpen wants to let everybody know. Hello. His name is Inkpen, and he's addicted to chocolate. Oh, it's insanity. It is insanity. For those that don't know, I haven't, and I think I'm dropping it permanently. I haven't drinking alcohol in about close to 2 months, and I don't think I'm going back to it. Personal reasons. But I would never condemn somebody else who drank. In fact, if you were somebody and you visited me here and you are used to drinking, I don't know, beer, or you like your Jägermeister, you don't ever have to say, oh, I can't drink because Brother Chris stopped drinking. I don't want to be a temptation to him. Now you better bring your drink. You better enjoy it. You are not about to come visit here and not enjoy yourself. Chicken Fire Plus, I agree, brother. 5 years sober, the clarity has been amazing. Brother, I'm with you on that one. I am with you on that one. I feel so much better. My life has changed. I will tell you, my life has changed. Now, I will tell you this. Again, I did this before a couple years ago and I suffered. This time I suffered bad. I had 3 bad weeks. bad weeks. I'm talking staggering migraines, dizziness. I mean, I was having a hard time. And you don't know really how bad something is until you stop trying to do it. I know people back in California that, they smoke cigarettes and they were like, well, I can stop anytime I want to. You're like, okay, well, stop. Well, I don't want to. And then every time they do try to stop, they can't. And then there are those that can. Yes, Sister Peaches, we see your post. Yes, ma'am. I see your post. Palmetto, what you just said right there, brother, it lines up with and I'm gonna share what Palmetto said, because I agree with what he said. That was my issue. He said, I can't drink liquor because I can't find balance with it. For me, that's all alcohol. All alcohol. I can't drink it because I can't find a balance. And I've tried, I've prayed, I fasted, I did all that stuff. And my answer wasn't, well, brother, just buy, Carlos Rossi Sangria. Well, don't have me buy Carlos Rossi Sangria because I love that. So my answer was, what I was shown was just drop it. Let it go. Let it go. Now, they still make their tinctures, and I still, I guess you could say, get some alcohol in the tincture and stuff like that. But my new buzz, the new thing I'll be on is tea, because they be making some fantastic teas. I feel like they just go out there with the lawnmower and just mow certain sections of the property and put it in one of those little metal tea containers, and they make tea out of it. And the stuff is potent, and I feel great. I mean, I feel my energy has been way higher than it's ever been. The clarity, again, I'm not saying that somebody else can't have alcohol. I'm just saying, for me, I can't. And if I was to talk to somebody and they were like, you know of a good drink, I'll even tell you some of the drinks that I know how to make. I just ain't gonna drink it. Oh man, Sister K, House of J. Morris, bless you, sis. Sister K said, some people are addicted to drama, anger, chaos. Oh, I can't tell you how many people that I know. I was one. It takes one to know one, right? I used to be in my past addicted to anger. Anger, if I had a drug, I've never done one, never even smoked before in my life. But if I had a drug of choice, it was anger. Oh man, I would get high on some anger. Woo! Brother Tyree said, last time I drank alcohol, people said I talk like a marathon. Brother, I feel you. Oh God, the sister here can tell you stories about me turning into a theologian. Coffee has a pretty strong hold on some people. Ink pen, coffee does. Yes. Yes. Palmetto said a lot of people. A lot of people are addicted to emotions in general. Love or anger makes no difference. Brother, I agree. Some people have so much rejection that they are literally addicted to rejection. How about self-hate? How do any of you know a person who is always, no matter what, a victim? Always, no matter what, they're a victim. Any of you know somebody like that? Doesn't matter what happens in life, they are a victim. I know some pastors like that. I know some brothers like that. I know a lot of women, no matter what, they're a victim. Always a victim. They could go and do some of the most heinous acts to you, but if you dare fire back, somehow they're the victim and all. Man. Sister K said, me too, Brother Chris. That's why I can identify that I was an addict to more than just alcohol. Praise Yah, he has helped me get past most of them. Sister K, bless you, sis. Sis, I feel you. Oh, sis, I feel you. Blessings to the house of Brother J. Morris. Bless you, Brother J. I honor you, sir. Man, there were so many things, sis, that I was addicted to, and you don't know you're addicted to it. You don't know until you try to leave it. There was so much that it's so weird in this life. There are things that I should have left a long time ago, and then there are things I never should have left. I don't know if any of you ever have that in your life, where there are things that like you tried to make, like for me, I tried to make drinking work. It just didn't work. No matter how much I tried, it didn't work. I should have literally left that thing a long time ago, but I kept trying to make it work. Then on the flip side, there were things that I should have been more patient on. I should have been more loving. I should have went to prayer more. I should have really sought Yah's face more, but I thought I had the answer, and bam, I let it go. Should not have let it go, but I let it go. I don't know, some people say, hey, I had a car like that. I have to ask brother, how do you drown out the chirping? I'm not normally in this room, so 95%, 99% of the time I don't hear it because I'm in and out. I think, hey, y'all brothers understand this, and some of y'all single sisters will understand this also. What is the one thing, if you are ever talking to a sister, what is one way you know she's single? Go ahead, brothers. It kind of sounds like this. It sounds just like this. What is the one thing you will hear if you're talking with her on the phone or something like that? And that'll tell you she's single. Let's see. I know one of y'all knows what it is. Oh, there it is. Done. There it is. The smoke detector. If you are talking to a sister and you hear the smoke detector go off, you know she's single. Because I can't stand it when it's going off. I cannot stand that beat. That thing, I'm like, it's a 9-volt battery. Just get a 9-volt battery. If your house caught on fire, you're going to die. What's the point of having it? Take it off the damn wall if you're not going to change the battery. Step on it. Call a maintenance man. At this point in time, you need to I would call a plumber. Call a plumber. Pretend like you have a pipe that's stuffed. And just have him change your battery. Gosh. So I think it's kind of like that. It's kind of like that. Although I hear chirping, it is driving. Can y'all heat some water? I think it's cold. Whew, done. You win the prize, bro. You win the prize. Oh man. Oh, Sister Peaches said, I used to be addicted to Coca-Cola. I virtually quit overnight. And that I know that was tough. I know that was tough. I know that was tough. Oh, Sister K said, I have recently needed to lay down coffee as well for the sake of our son. Honestly, that was harder than quitting alcohol. Whoa, what? Okay, now I did lay down coffee once because I used to be that person that would drink like 2 to 3 pots a day. What did you say, Tanisha?
Yes.
Can she make the coffee?
8 cups every day.
8?
Yes, 6 to 8 cups every day.
I was drinking 6 to 8 cups of coffee a day. And now I'm way under that. Way under that. These single ladies will burn your shit to the ground if you don't. Oh gosh. Oh, blue collar. Oh gosh. They will not change that smoke detector. It's not going to get changed. It is not going to get changed. Oh, blue collar said 2 pots. Yeah. brother, I was going through coffee. I was burning through coffee. I was down to one, but I stopped that too. Praise y'all. It's made my prayer life stronger. Hallelujah, sis. That is one thing that I think that we need to do is a lot more self-reflection on, because it's so easy to blame somebody else for what you're going through. Our lack of self-control is somebody else's problem. Lee 85, Shabbat Shalom, bro. Shabbat Shalom. Our lack of a good work ethic is somebody else's fault. How about this one? Our lack of purpose is somebody else's problem. I mean, Yah gives you purpose. It's just a matter of oftentimes you have to walk the path that he set for you. We don't want to walk the path that he set for us because we don't like the path that he, or the purpose that he has for us. It reminds me of Jeremiah. When y'all told Jeremiah, hey, you're going to do this. And Jeremiah said, no, I'm not doing that. How about Jonah? Another one. Hey, go to Nineveh and preach to them. Preach repentance to them. Man, those they don't deserve that. I ain't going. I ain't going to Nineveh. So then he hops on a boat. Storm. We know the story. The storm happens. They cast lots. They fall on Jonah. He tells them to throw him overboard. He goes overboard. Swallowed by a big fish. There's prophecy in that. Foretelling. Gets spewed out on land. Goes to Nineveh. Preaches repentance. And then gets mad that the people repented. Gets absolutely angry that the people repented. Sits under a tree. Worms eat the tree. Story's over. I just find it interesting that we just don't want to do what Yah has for us. And the thing that's amazing is the thing that Yah has for you is actually better for you by far than what you think you need. I think most of us, the thing that we want and the thing that we need are two things on the opposite ends of the spectrum. They are on opposite ends of the spectrum. But is there another chick? Did another one just hatch? Sorry, our incubator's right here. I think another one just hatched. He's in there somewhere. There he is. Yeah, we got one hatching. We got one hatching. Hallelujah. Yes, I hatch my own chickens. Eggs be a breaking. Yep. Hallelujah. Ready to take that rotator out of there. All right. And we'll just manually roll them around. Country ambience. Yeah, that is it. But we truly don't want what Yah has for us because we think, I mean, think about this, y'all. How many of you think that if you got what you wanted, you would be on the path of Yah? I saw Brother Tyreek, me lusting over women set me off my path. Brother Tyreek, I understand, bro. I think brother Gary's wisdom right here is, I think, powerful. Finding women attractive is not a sin. It only becomes lust when you covet them with the intention of taking them away from their husband. You can look at a woman and say, damn, she's fine. There ain't no sin in that. You can look at a woman and say, man, I would like her to be mine if she's not married. Or, that means betrothed also. I think our issues are a lot of us men, we chase what's the Proverbs 7 woman, the adulterous woman. We chase that. We chase the woman that doesn't value holiness. So I really believe that if we focused truly on what Yah had for us, instead of trying to get off the path to find a better path, that's what happens with us. Why the name of the title is I Quit, I Deserve Better. Do you? Do you? How many of us, be honest, y'all, write the number 1 in the chat if you believe that you deserve better. Write number 2 in the chat if you think that you are getting what Yah has for you. Man, Chicken Farmer Plus, bro. Brother, woo! Woo! It is quite arrogant to tell the Father what you deserve. I find it amazing that we believe that we deserve something better than what we have. Because if you actually look, if you were to there you go, Brother Chris, and bless you, brother. He said, you reap what you sow, what you deserve. If you were to actually look at your life, you have what you deserve. Brothers, sisters, you're being treated 99% likely the way you deserve to be treated. How many of us go to a new job and then say, I deserve to be treated like the CEO? How long is that shit gonna last? Brother Mark, Shabbat Shalom, brother. Shabbat Shalom. Oh, Shalom. Yeah, Shalom. Shalom, Brother Mark. Shalom, Shalom. Man, I wish I could put it. Wait, I can. There it is. Man, that's good. You're where you are at because that's what you wanted. Oh crap, bro, Daryl Vic, you're right. Yeah, I said short. I don't think I said less than an hour. If I did, man, I blew that. I got 8 minutes. We are where we are because this is what we wanted. I think we have a hard time with the understanding of Yah gives you the desires of your heart. Think about that. So what you have is actually your desire. That's what you want. You'll tell yourself you don't want this, and you're actually trying to run. Think about that. If you have what you want and what you wanted, then you're actually running away from what you wanted. Where's that going to take you? Gosh, can y'all please bring this water in here? It is a smoke detector now. I'm mad at myself for what I don't have. Yah has blessed me despite all of my dumbassness. Yes, I need some hot water for the chick. Absolutely. You are where you are because that's where you wanted. That's where and what you wanted and what you did intersected. Man, that is so good. What, brother Palmetto? I need to put that is so worth. Wait a minute, I gotta get that off. Wait, nope, not that one. Not that one. Oh no, I blew it. I blew it. I can't fix it. I want to post your comment up there, Palmetto, and I can't because my screen's frozen. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Yeah, I can. Yep. There you go. Man, that's good. What you wanted and where you are have intersected. That's why you have what you have. And you'll tell yourself you don't deserve this. Says who? Like, I really ask myself the question, when I try to talk crazy and tell myself what I deserve better. What makes you assume you do, brother or sister? What makes you assume that you deserve better? Because you said so? As my mom used to tell me all the time, if you deserve better, you would have better. So why don't you have better? Oh, man. Blue Collar said, sometimes y'all will expose you by giving you what you want. Oh. Whoo. Ooh, boy. Ain't ready for that conversation. And Chicken Farmer Plus said, my obedience has brought me blessings, but that doesn't mean I deserve it. Brother, that is the truth. I have asked myself the question, when people talk about what they deserve, like, how did you come across to the conclusion that you deserved, for instance, better? I deserve better. What makes you come to the conclusion that you deserve better? Because it seems to me that we are constantly calling Yah an unjust Yah. Did the children of Israel deserve to be destroyed in the desert? Did the children of Israel deserve to be destroyed in the wilderness? Brother Chris F said, just so you can do nothing with it. Right, right. It seems that even with opportunities that we get opportunities just so that we can do nothing with the opportunity and then go and blame Yah that we did nothing with the opportunity that he gave us. And everyone's saying that the children of Israel deserved to be destroyed in the wilderness. So it's only Yah's mercy, and we take his mercy for granted by telling ourselves we deserve better. We deserve what we have. Some of us need to go through some of these periods that we went through. Some of us do. We needed to go through those moments because we probably would not have learned the lesson and been humbled and seen the need that we have of Yah had he not done that. Man. The only person that did not deserve to be destroyed was Yeshua. And maybe one of the issues is it's our lack of thankfulness. It's our lack of thankfulness. As you know, for men and for women, it's our lack of thankfulness for what Yah has given us. We are unthankful. I know I would presume to say there are people that if they made it to the kingdom would feel that they deserve more than the kingdom. Some of them believe that they deserve more than what Yah's given them, the blessings. They deserve more than that. I would say some of the issues with failing marriages, failing relationships between brothers, failing relationships between father and son, or mother and daughter, or daughter and father, or son and mother, is the simple fact that we're not thankful for what we have. My mother was a tough mom. I've been going through a period recently where I went through a lot with my mother, a lot. And I spoke very negatively about her, even in my own home. And she's, she hasn't been alive. I lost her when I was 19 years old, 18 years old, 18, 19 years old. So she's been gone for over 20 years. And I spoke because me and her had a tough, it was tough. The last couple of years of her life, she was dying from cancer, and me and her had a tough go. I was in high school, junior, senior, playing basketball, was a star. Everything was going on my head, shit like that. We had a tough time. And I realized that when I look at society the way it is today, I failed to be thankful for my mother. I failed to be thankful for how tough she was. When I was a child, when I was growing up in high school, she was the reason that I didn't, have sex before I got married. Because she told me, and my mom was really blunt. She was really blunt. And I'm going to tell you what she said. She was a Christian, but she said, I quote, "If you fuck with one of these women, they will take away your ability to play college basketball." Well, I was all about basketball at the time, and she knew that. I didn't understand why at age 14, 15, she made me get a job. She had me pay rent. I didn't understand that. I didn't understand why I did not, as a high schooler, I did not have free time. There was no such thing as free time. Every Sunday, I had to spend 3 to 4 hours doing the yard. Even if the yard was done, even if there was nothing to, even if there was only dirt, I had to mow dirt. Do y'all understand what it is to have to take an hour out of your day to mow dirt? To empty out bags of dirt? To weed whack cracks? There's not even weeds there. It was dirt. But yet I did it. Despite the drive-by shootings, despite the gangs, despite the gang affiliations, she made sure I just didn't have free time. You can't have sex if you ain't got free time. She would say that. You can't gangbang, theoretically, if you don't got free time. Theoretically. You can't do, we another one. You can't do these things if you ain't got free time. So my days were structured. Summer, all my friends when I was in high school, when summer vacation came, they were going places and going to parties. She had me studying Black history for 6 to 8 hours a day, like it was a regular school day. My summer vacation was just a transference into basically the Black Panther Party. So I spent all that time learning about, who was actually Marcus Garvey. What was and who was actually Malcolm X? Or in this case, how much of a fraud Martin Luther King actually was. See, that's what I studied. So when Martin Luther King Day came up and everyone was like, "Oh, MLK," you go to every hood and the nation, and every hood got an MLK Boulevard. Every hood got one. And those are the hoods that be the most dangerous. I mean, damn it, back in the LA riots, MLK Boulevard was dangerous during the LA riots. Have to can do it. Yeah. Every MLK. See, I did not understand the value. I could not be thankful because all I saw was she's holding me back. No, she was protecting my future. I didn't see it that way. Then I came out of that, came into a ministry where, you get to hear all the time, I'll put you at variance between the mother and the father, and da-da-da-da-da. And then you didn't respect the things that your mom did. My mother and my stepdad, who is still alive, and I honor him, they sacrificed to move me out of the hood to a different area that wasn't so much of a hood, to give me and my younger brother a better chance at life. Because I was headed on the path to be a statistic. I was on the path. I'm thankful I'm not a statistic. Yeah, out of party, I have a dream. She's the one to put me up on game on him, on MLK. He ain't what he seems he was. He was bought and paid for.
Daddy.
No, go, mama.
So I never was thankful for her. Never. Flip it around, and here I am now. And a lot of the things that my mother taught me, a lot of the things that she spent the time when I was younger, the word became true. When I became old, I did not depart from it. It didn't say I was going to walk out the whole damn time. But when I, raise up a child in the way you should go, and when they become old, so when they age, they will not depart from those things that you taught them, whether they be good or whether they be bad. Well, my mom put me up on game on everything. Of course, she was hood. My mom was hood. But she put me up on game. But yet I was unable to be thankful. So then when I came in to the faith and I truly understood what Yeshua did for me, do y'all think I was thankful for that also? How many of y'all really, and I'm just being, y'all can be honest, y'all know that I am nobody, I ain't nobody to try to impress. How many of y'all were actually, when you first heard of what Yeshua did, how many were actually thankful for what he did? I mean, actual thankful. Like biblical thanks.
I was about to say the real definition.
Yeah, the real definition of thanks. The real definition of thanks. How many of y'all were actually thankful for what Yeshua did for you?
The Christian version.
Yeah, I'm talking about yeah. How many had the Christian version of things? Brother Gary, that was it. Brother Gary said, Chris, what your mama did for you was teach you to think, research, and come to your own conclusions. She was a true blessing for you, brother. I honor my mom. I'm thankful for my mom because that is definitely the truth. She taught me how to think. She told me, no matter what you're reading, no matter what you're seeing, go and do your own work. Go do your own work. And brother, Blue Collar Scholar said that text, I will say that variance: a mother and a son and his father, a mother and her daughter, father-in-law. He said that verse is twisted and perverted, and it is. It has so many people looking at their parents with an evil eye because they may not have the same faith as you. My mother was raised, like I said, they were heavy Seventh-day Adventists. Her and my stepdad fought. But she did the best she could because there's one thing about parents is that even if they're living a fucked up life, do they want yours fucked up? Let's keep it real. If your parents have any amount of love in them, because I know there are some just bad parents out there. I know there are some badass parents out there. But for even your average parent, even, raised in the hood, I know dudes that were just hood. I'm talking, they are thugs. They pitching it, they slinging, they doing their thing, they making their paper. But do you think that Pookie, do you think that he wanted his daughter to be a hoe? Come on now. Did Pookie want his daughter to be a hoe? Bless you, brother Alex. Shabbat shalom, brother. Ooh, look at Palmetto. The most predatory man wants a princess for a daughter. A lot of dudes don't even want their children to follow in their footsteps. They will teach their sons, hey, you ain't gonna be doing this shit in the streets. For what we know in the hood, they'd be like, hey, go to school, get an education. That's what they told me. Hey, you ain't out here pitching it. Go to school. Hey, I'm trying to be like you. Hey, young blood. Get your ass to school. Man, I'll whoop your ass. And he would too.
Remember, I don't know if you remember, I told you my
Yes.
my cousins that had pastor Christian parents.
Uh-huh.
Because she seen what her parents did, she started selling weed with the gangsters.
Yep.
But then I needed some money and I was in college, and I said, I'm trying to do what you're doing because I don't know no other way to make money right now. She's like, no, the heck you ain't. You ain't me.
Yeah.
You not doing this. This is not your life.
Yep. Tanisha was raised in the hood, and she was just telling me a story about how she had friends that were the children of pastors, or her cousin was the children of a pastor.
Her mom and dad
who was pitching it, who was dealing heavy. And when Tanisha wanted to make some money real quick, they were like, you ain't doing this. Get your ass to school. Get your ass to school. Just tell your daughter she can date when she's 35. See, Yahshua is wonderful. This way is wonderful. And the idea that we deserve better has to come from some sort of perversion that we think that we are owed something by the Father. We think that we are owed, that Yah owes us something. I exist. I am so important. When you look at the book, some of our patriarchal men, Moses, he didn't run around acting like he was owed something. David, he didn't run around acting like he was owed something. Look at the prophets. Look at Abraham. Look at Isaac. Look at Jacob. Look at the sons of Jacob. Look at these people. They did not run around acting like they were owed something. They operated in such a humble spirit, asking, what can they do? What can I do? I'm in awe of the story of Abraham. When Abraham was seeking Yah, and the story's in Jasher, when he was literally seeking for Yah, and he was like, hey, he saw the sun and was like, are you Yah? He saw the moon. Are you Yah? His father, he broke his father's gods. Well, he left one alive. And then blamed because his father believed that the gods were real. So he went in there, smashed up all the gods in there, and I don't know, like a little room or temple that he had, and then left one god alive and said, that God right there, that God, lowercase g, that God must have kicked the rest of his asses and broke them all. Sister Colleen said, let me just say, the Father's Son shouldn't have died for me. I don't deserve it, not one bit. I thank you every day that he did, but I really don't deserve it. Sis, I'm right. Sis, I am right there with you. I wake up every day and I take a breath of air and I say, man, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I read the news sometimes, and you're hearing about these stars and movie stars or retired sports players that died in their sleep. And some of these dudes are 38, 39 years old, and I'm past that. Like, man, thank you, Father. Thank you, Father. I don't deserve this. We think that we're gonna go. We deserve better, and we're going to go somewhere else. And as soon as we get over there, that grass that was green is now brown, because the issue isn't Yah. The issue isn't people. The issue is the person that you look in the mirror every day and call him God. You, me. We're the issue. We're quick to point the finger at somebody else, as our brother Gerald Vick earlier was talking about. We're quick to point the finger at somebody else, but the issue is the God that you esteem that is in the mirror. It reminds me of the book of James, when he talks about You look at yourself in the mirror and you step away and you immediately forget the manner of man that you are. One thing that I always try to remember is I always try to remember where I came from. When I think about where I came from, I'm like, man, this is not, I'm not where I am because I'm just gangster like that. I'm not where I am because I'm just holy like that. I'm not where I am because I'm a good guy. I'm where I am because somebody had mercy on me. Yes, sir, Brother Gary. I didn't think that blue juice. Brother Alex said, I owe you a call. Okay. There he goes. Brother Alex said, Solomon probably got a little entitled at certain times. Yes, brother. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Brother Alex said, I'm in a good spot. It's proof that mercy exists. Bro, Brother Alex, brother, man. And then, and I've talked with you, a couple of times, my brother. When I look at where I am, and I'm like, damn, I was down there doing some shit. I'm sure we all got a story like that. You look back at your life, you're like, damn, I was down there, I was doing dirt. You know what I'm saying? I was doing some dirt. Hey, brother Yamir, Shabbat Shalom, my brother. Over it, bud. Shabbat Shalom, brother. Shabbat Shalom. When you look at yourself and you realize you were doing dirt, I always try to ask myself the question. If we know what the law says and we know what is holy and what is righteous, and you can look at your life and you can say, damn, I was doing some shit that was the complete opposite of that. How do you ever think that you deserve the shit you got? All you have to do is look back at what he delivered you from. That's all you got to do. Anytime that I start feeling like, damn, I'm doing my damn thing, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing my thing. I just remember, man, you were doing some shit. You remember that? You remember that? You remember you were doing some shit? Y'all will be exalted. Shabbat Shalom. Welcome. It's the first time I've seen you in the chat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is an honor to have you here. Yeah, the book of Sirach says the beginning of pride is when one turns their heart away from Yah. The beginning of pride starts when your heart starts to turn away from the Father. Job 41 talks about Leviathan is the king, the prince of the children of pride. It's a dragon. It's a fire-breathing dragon. Based on the description from Job 41, you'll see that Leviathan seems to be a fire-breathing dragon. He's got scales. They lock up over the body so that no air can get in. No air can get in. I don't think that I'm presumptuous to say that if you operate in pride, pride will block out the Holy Spirit. The book says that pride wasn't even made for man. Sirach says that. Pride wasn't even made for you. It was not made for me. Humility, thankfulness, understanding truly what mercy was. Uh-oh, I saw a blue collar say something. I didn't see it. I didn't see it. Wait, where is it? Where is it? Blue collar says Solomon was living off the fumes of his father's relationship with Yah. Oh, damn. I gotta read that again. Solomon was living off the fumes of his father's relationship with Yah when Yah was trying to have his own relationship with him. Oh, that's deep, bro.
I did.
Oh man, that's deep. Yah was trying to have a personal relationship with Solomon, but Solomon was too busy living off the remnants, riding the coattails of David's relationship with Yah. Oh, that's good. I am just a man incapable of anything outside of what the Father allows. So if the Father says you deserve a chance to return to him, maybe we should put in the work and get there and not trample him. Oh gosh, y'all are spitting game right now. Oh. If Yah in his mercy and his love says, I am going to open up an opportunity for you. Do you know how unthankful you are to trample said opportunity? And then you know how we are. As soon as we trample Yah's opportunity and we go a little bit further in life, we then ask Yah to give us an opportunity. We will trample every single one of his opportunities that he, in his mercy and his grace, allowed us to have. And as soon as we do it and we move a little bit further down that path, y'all, how many times y'all seen women do it? They'll have a man that is working hard, doing this thing, but they don't appreciate him. So they roll out, and 2 years later, they find themselves asking the question, Yah, when are you going to send me a good man? Brothers, we do it with each other as brothers. We do it with Yah. We do it with our wives, brothers. It happens all the time because we all think we deserve better. What I mean, let's be real. What makes you think you deserve better? What if what you have is the better you should have? Instead of saying I deserve better, what if what you actually have was that better? What if that was the mercy? So instead of being mad at the 2 acres of land that you have because you heard somebody got 10, what if the better that Yah gave you was those 2 acres? But you proved that you're a wicked servant. You couldn't be thankful for the 2 acres. You couldn't be productive with the 2 acres. So those 2 acres are now removed from you and given to the one that had 10. Woo! Let me back out this chat real quick. I'm missing some. There you go. Hey, blue collar, you figured that's what they would have said. I deserve better than a statue of a fat lady in New York. You figure that black one would have said, I deserve better than a completely terrible perception of who we are. Fat, hands on hips, about to tell a nigga off, right? Woo. Man, excuse me, I'm sipping on this tea. See, that understanding we ain't got. We ain't got. So what we're always looking for is the next blessing. We're looking for the next opportunity. How many of us are guaranteed another opportunity? How many of us are guaranteed another opportunity? We can't even guarantee tomorrow. But we can't even guarantee tomorrow, but we're looking for the next opportunity because we squandered the one that we had. I know for a fact, y'all, I don't deserve what I have. And when you can say that and really mean it, when you can look at your life, and just like the book of Revelation chapter 2 and chapter 3, when you look at your life and see the things that Yah granted you, the strength and the opportunity to overcome, you overcame it. There are brothers and sisters in this chat right now that have done things in their life. It could have been willful witchcraft. It could have been adultery. There could be some brothers and sisters in here that committed actual adultery. And not in the faith. I'm not talking about the faith. I'm talking about in their prior life. There could have been people that have killed somebody. There could have been drug dealers in here. There could have been gangbangers in here, bikers. There could be, I know we have some people that were raised racist. They didn't even like black folk. They hated. If they had the opportunity, they would have tried to lynch one of us. And now, because of overcoming Yah's mercy and his love, they, just like we have an opportunity to serve our Father. We got brothers in here with tattoos, gang tattoos. We got ex-military. We got men who made vows and made promises to the United States of America government. We got people that raised their hand in school. Now, I never did. My mom didn't let me do it. She let me do it. But there are people that rose their hand and said the Pledge of Allegiance to a piece of material. And you look at what Yah granted us return from. How many brothers in his chat? Let's be real, brothers. How many of you in here ever escaped a horrendous marriage that was going to send your ass to hell likely? How many of you escaped it? How many of you escaped it? How many of you brothers had a woman tell you, I don't want your ass no more. We finished. We done. Blue collars and oh Jesus. Yahweh be exalted said me. Look at this. Brother Gary said, I think he meant to say twice. How many of us escaped it? We were like, oh man, you know, in your heart, you were like, man, damn, I was striving and I was trying and down. Look at Overbus, too many times to count. And at that time, you may not have even felt like it was yeah. You're over there like, man, why isn't it working out? Come on, baby. Come on, let's fight together. Now I'm out. You're like, damn. Here you are, maybe even asking the Father, yeah, or what wasn't in the faith. Lord, please change her heart. Please help her to see that this is where she belongs. Or the infamous, yeah, show her the truth. He did show her the truth. He showed her that his son is needed for his work. And she had to keep it pushing. Woo! House of Lamar said me. Yahweh being God said, Yah delivered me from a Jezebel wife. He gave me a vision. She was cheating and it was true. Oh, we got Numbers chapter 5. When the spirit of jealousy comes on a man. Oh, wow, that man. Whoa. Brother Alex, man. Brother Alex, I'm extremely thankful I have not had to go through that one. Man, brother, I honor you. And with all due respect, I honor your wife, bro. Because the fact that you haven't had to go through that is powerful. Woo, it's powerful, bro. Man, that's a rarity. Man. Brother Jay Morris, hey, bro. Bless you, brother. Shabbat shalom. It is always an honor to have you here. Always, always, always. Hey, your wife was holding it down for you. Your wife was holding it down. She was spitting game earlier. Bless you, sis. Blue Blade. Blue Blade said, "Never been married, but I have prayed to the for the Most High to help me bring a woman to Him." He said, "Waste of my breath." I'm not really trying to laugh at you, bro, but I feel you. I've been in that same situation, brother. In that same situation. Oh man. But Alex said, "It's absolutely mercy, certainly not on my own merits." Yes, sir. Brother John, bless you, Brother John. Shabbat shalom, brother. Shabbat shalom. Brother John said, "I have a different view on people who cheated on me. I think it had to happen." Brother, I think I know where you're going with this one. And I can tell you, if it is where I think you're going, I feel the same way. Let me finish. "I have a different view on people who cheated on me. I think it had to happen because I wouldn't give up." No, go play. "I wouldn't give up, but he knew they would in a heartbeat." Brother, you went there. I believe, just like you do, brother, that in some of the situations I've been in, it was kind of like the Pharaoh situation. They already had that spirit in them, like how Pharaoh already had pride. So when Yah hardened his heart, it wasn't like Yah took an innocent man and just said, "I'm going to harden your heart." Pharaoh already believed he was God. So then Yah gave him the desire of his heart. Did he not? Did he not? Pharaoh believed that he was a God. He believed that he was stronger than Elohim. He had magicians that were already doing, and witchcraft and stuff like magic. He believed that he was El. So the idea that, Yah went against Pharaoh's will. No, Pharaoh's will was to be Yah. So then Yah used them as a challenge. Like, hey, let's throw down in. You bring yours. I'm gonna use Moses and Aaron. It's game time. And then it's almost interesting because Yah even allowed the first couple of what do you call it? What's that word? What do you call it? What are those things that he did? Plagues. Thank you, plagues. He allowed the first couple of plagues, because sometimes, do you ever sit back and wonder, why did Yah do that? And for me, it's just an opportunity to think of how perfect he is, and his ways are not my ways. So I oftentimes just pontificate about that sort of stuff. I was like, so did Yah intentionally? Wait. Brukar said Moses duplicated their tricks and didn't have to pay magic school tuition. Because I wonder, did y'all choose the entry level stuff so that would get back to the children of Israel to test them? Were the tests actually what he says he brought them into the wilderness to test them? I wonder, did the tests actually start while they were still enslaved in Egypt? Because imagine Yah come, you hear, Moses and Aaron are coming, they have the power of Yah, and they roll up in there, and it looks like from jump that they only have the power that Pharaoh has. So as an Israelite, you might be enslaved, man, Moses, why are you coming in here making our life more difficult? Pharaoh can do those tricks. You ain't doing nothing that Pharaoh can't do. And then Yah said, I'm not saying he said this, but it was like one of those, hey, hold my beer. And then he went in. Yah went in. And now you can't duplicate those tricks. You can't duplicate those things. I wonder if the fact that they were things that Pharaoh could do initially was just to test the children of Israel. That's just my pontification. I'm just wondering out loud with my brothers. Blue collar said, Chris moves to the front of the class. I just think it's a powerful thing to think of like how powerful Yah truly is. And I don't know about y'all, but sometimes I sit back, I'm like, I wonder if this is why he did it. I wonder. Tell me though, put those smart cookies. You're right. Blue Blade said Moses' sister learned the hard way not to talk shit about the Yah's chosen. Yes. Right. I got some lights for you. Right. I got some lights for y'all. Do that. Do that. How about no darkness? How about darkness? How about frogs, flies? How about fire at from the Shemayim? Okay. How about Passover? Ball game. And even after all that, you know how Pharaoh is, how some of us be. After we've gotten our ass kicked, and we should have tucked tail and bowed to the Father in absolute reverence and repentance, hoping that He has mercy on us. What we do is our neck gets hard again. And after the children of Israel left, what did Pharaoh decide to do? Where my niggas at? Y'all better get back over here and build my... Hey, arm up, everybody. We getting them back. We getting them back. Brother Gary, brother, you are so right, brother. How else would Israel have learned how supremely powerful Yah is? Absolutely. They would not have learned otherwise. Now, when you look at that, brothers and sisters, you may have to understand that there are some pharaohs in your life. There are some people, there are some things, there are some, like we talked about before, alcohol or coffee, addictions. It could be relationships. It could be anything. It could be ministries, churches that are pharaoh. That's right. Chicken Farm Plus said Pharaoh got a little more arrogant because his magicians could do the same things as Yah's prophet. Yes, that's what I also believe, brother. That's what I believe also. He was like, oh, shit, I can do exactly what they do. They talk about they got God. I'm sure he was probably a little bit surprised, like, oh, damn, they doing some things too. But mine are better. Look at this. I mean, even to the fact that when Moses' Aaron's rod ate the magician snakes, that didn't faze Pharaoh. That did not faze Pharaoh. So Pharaoh had his magician produce his angel serpents, and Yah had Moses unleaven his and devour the others. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And you know how it is. The people that are not Yah's, they will miss the significance of something like the rod of Moses and Aaron eating the snakes. I bet you Moses and Aaron understood the significance of that, but I don't think Pharaoh or his magicians did. I don't think they did. Oh, unleash, yes, yes. Man, it's best to tap out before we lose consciousness, but we're stupid. Sometimes we buy the ticket and have to ride the ride. Brother, that's the truth. That's the truth. Let me see. Mark Chase said they can copy and imitate somewhat like. Oh wait, I'm gonna mispronounce this. Chinesium magic. I hope I pronounced that right. I look at that. What that is, and that kind of goes to Satan's character. He can duplicate, or at least he tries to. He tries to make it just close enough. So that gives you kind of a little tidbit of Satan's attacks. He likes to mimic. He likes to make copies of, but he's not authentic. I mean, I guess he's authentically Satan, but he wants to be Yah. So he can duplicate. He can make it, hey, you throw down a snake, he can throw down a snake. about it. Prophets, witches, or false prophets. I mean, literally, you have prophets and then you have false prophets. Angels, demons. Something, hey, let's make it even a little bit more humanistic, things that we can better understand. You have marriage, and then you have boyfriends and girlfriends. Yeah, you have sex, in marriage, and you have whoring. You have sage, the herb that you can take and is good for you, and then you have sage that witches burn in seances. Powerful. You can like cheap stuff. There you go, brother Jim. Chinese It's better to distrust someone trustworthy than it is to trust someone untrustworthy. Ooh. Well, but again, I said, Chris, I've been learning some mind-blowing stuff about the other team recently. I am so grateful to have y'all watching over me and my family. Woo! Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Oh, man, Brother Daryl Vick. But Daryl Vick said, Satan is the ultimate imitator. Example, Yah has holy days, but Satan has holidays. And isn't it amazing that the holidays are even about Yeshua? You have Christmas. You have the worst mathematical holiday called Easter, where Jesus died on Friday night, stayed in the grave 3 days, and arose on Sunday morning. He died Friday night and was in the grave for 3 days and arose Sunday morning. Well, those people do not get an A in arithmetic. And Brother Alex said it. Allegedly, they are about Yeshua. Right. Allegedly, all these important holidays have something to do about Yeshua. Somehow. You have another obese guy coming down a chimney, which is impossible because he can't fit. Or rose 2 weeks later, certain years. Right. Right. It makes no sense. Easter, you have an Easter bunny that hops around and lays colored eggs, which, if you understood where it came from, were the colored eggs because it was the blood of babies, but I digress. That's why you have colored Easter eggs, which doesn't make any sense because a bunny does not lay eggs. I digress. They make no sense, and yet the majority of this nation and the world follow these days. Perfect example of low veracity, Good Friday, Easter info will not conform to facts. They can't conform. It's impossible. It is impossible. Or how we're going to celebrate Yeshua's date of birth when there's no possibility he was born during that time. None. I'll give $100 to anyone who can show that you get 3 days from the midst of the week to Sunday morning. Blue Blade, brother, I will double down on that. I'll put 102. Right, or rose before he died. That's a great one. He rose before he died. Man. Ask him to filter Berkey's. It's delusion that makes cheap knockoffs seem as good as the original. Yes, Brother Jay Morris. Yes. So when you start looking at this stuff and you start paying attention to it, you're like, the devil? Wait. Before I say this, I want to say what Brother Gary said. Even the very elect will be deceived. If that is possible, Satan's false miracles will look like Yah's, but they will not comply with Torah. That is from Mrs. Gary Brummel. Bless you, sis. And that's the thing. Our eyes are opened now. But what is going to happen when the ante gets up? See, right now we're looking at stuff and we're like, oh, that's easy. What happens when it's not so easy anymore? What happens when you start seeing real miracles take place right in front of your face? What then? What then? See, we are, and I myself, I've looked at myself and said, there were times that I found myself deceived. And had I just read and stuck with the book, I would not have been deceived. Now, praise Yah for his mercy that I did not suffer. But imagine if it was ball game. It was game point. It's 10-9, game point, and they got the ball. Imagine if it's your soul salvation on the line. Imagine we're talking about Matthew 24. The big gun, the devil about his big. He's not just dealing with these little pastors anymore. What happens when you start dealing with some real dudes with some real power? That's when the rubber meets the road. And if you look at us today, many of us have been, how many of us were deceived by Christianity? How many of us were deceived by false pastors, false elders, false teachers? When if we just stuck with the book, we would have been fine. But for some reason, like, have you ever asked yourself, if you've ever been deceived, have you ever asked yourself how you got deceived? Anybody? If you were part of a camp, church, community, ministry, false synagogue, whatever, have you ever asked yourself, how did I end up deceived? I think that's an important question to ask yourself. Uh-oh, phone froze. There you go. Blue Car said, yep. Brother, I've asked myself that question, like, how? How did I, how? Because that how is very important. That how is very important. You mean the rattlesnake swingers are not the final boss? Now there's a couple more levels after that one, Brother Alex. I know we thought that once we beat the rattlesnake swingers that we made it, but there's a couple more levels after that one. But Overbus, brother, that's a good point. He said, that's easy. We want it to conform with the world. Yes. Yes. Chris, Hasatan is building his army. It is mind-blowing stuff I've been learning. Brother Garrett, I cannot wait to hear it. You already know I love that stuff. You already know. Adapari says sometimes we don't even know that we are under deception. It's like a spell. You don't even know that you're already there, brother. Oh man. I was talking with the sisters about that, brother. And I was like, you know, a lot of the most effective deceptions, you didn't even know you were deceived. The spirit that is holy had to have spoken because we weren't even aware of it. How many times did you think, even like Christianity, how many of you in Christianity just paid buku dollars to your Christian pastor? You just paid buku dollars to your pastor in Christianity. How many of y'all went to church faithfully every Sunday? How many of you really believe that on Christmas you were doing the will of God by, like we did in our house? We had our little black nativity scene. We had, my mom would only wrap the presents with like a Christian wrapping paper with crosses and fish and all these other things that symbolized, God. She even bought. We went to the Christian bookstore and bought a wrapping paper that had Bibles on it and scriptures on it and verses on it, and we literally thought that God was being praised. B-Bone, shalom. A lot of times we get deceived because we think a space is being filled in our heart, but it's an area we are weak in. Oh, woo! Yikes. Man, welcome to the channel. It is an honor to have you here. Bless you, brother Alex. Enjoy that cigar, my brother. Shabbat shalom, bro. Brother Daryl Vick said, if I had back all the tithes that I paid in the past, I'd at least be a millionaire by now. Brother Daryl would be Brother Daryl Gates. Ballin'. But Daryl said, I think this is y'all brothers. Man, this is why I love fellowship with y'all. Y'all always be on fire. But Daryl said, I think I may have been deceived by not truly having the relationship with Yah that I thought I had, and deceiving myself into thinking otherwise. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Brother Jay Moore said, reading the Bible on your own puts you in the responsibility seat, and most people don't want that position. Brother Gary, I absolutely agree with you, brother. Brother Gary, brother Jay Morris, I absolutely agree with you. The moment you pick up that Bible and start reading it, here's what usually happens. You're going to, Brother Angelo, Shabbat Shalom, brother. You're going to read something in the Bible that goes contrary to what you heard from the pulpit. It always happens. And then you have that wrestling match inside your head. You have what you just read versus, it's like Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter. Scorpion versus Sub-Zero. You have the word of Yah versus your pastor. And if I bring it to my pastor, I'm going to be called foolish or wicked or whatever it is. So, do I honestly believe what I read? And that is where the tug of war starts for your soul. You have the word of your pastor versus the word of Yah, and you make a choice. That's where men shudder. You have to make a choice. And whatever you choose, you have life, you have death, you have blessing, you have curses, but it's your choice. And continuously watch people move in like little pussies because they're afraid to make the choice and stand on it. Men are afraid of saying, hey, I chose wickedness. Hey, I chose my gang. Hey, I chose the church. Hey, I chose my wife. Hey, I chose my children. Hey, I chose my mama, my father, my friends. I chose money. I chose what. We're afraid to say that. Over, yeah. We're afraid to say that. So we always fall into, well, I got tricked. No, duh, you got tricked. But I think your biggest trick was you didn't believe what you read. Blue Blade, I answer your comment. Still to this day, I remember asking my pastor when I was a Christian, if Adam and Eve were the first two people on earth, who was Cain afraid of when he left? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He avoided me like the plague, and I was 12. And see, you were 12, brother. 12! That's just simple reading, isn't it? Am I wrong? So when Cain was afraid that he was going to be destroyed, who was he afraid of? He just killed us. He just killed the only other competition outside of Adam and Eve. So who was he afraid of? Or a question I brought to my pastor. So if the Bible says that on Noah's Ark, there were 7 pairs of clean animals and 2 unclean animals, why is it that in all the Christian videos that you watch, that you show during children's church, why is it that I see 2 cows and then 2 kangaroos? Why do I see 2 chickens but then 2 owls? Why did I just witness 2 deer and 2 alligators? Wouldn't it have been 14 deer according to the Bible? Well, just watch the movie. But isn't that the problem? That we're all being told to just sit down and watch the movie. Sit down and watch the preaching. Sit down and listen to your pastor. But the same book you told me to read that references clean and unclean animals before, because they always like to say, well, that was in the time of Exodus. Moses made the law of clean and unclean animals. Noah's Ark makes the reference of clean and unclean. That was before Moses. That was before Exodus. That was before. The text don't actually say 2 pairs or 7 pairs. So was it just 2 and 7? So 7 clean animals and then 2 unclean. Is that what you're saying, Brother Rich? I mean, blue collar. By 7s and 2s. Okay, thank you. See, I know in one of the versions that I have, it is a more modern version. It actually said pairs. So I stand corrected. It's by 7s and by 2s. Thank you. I stand corrected. Let me put that up there. There it is. The Bible says by 7s and by 2s. So I actually added that word pairs in, apparently. 7 clean, 2 unclean. Thank y'all. We got witnesses. Is that what it was saying, brother? Is that what it was saying, blue collar? the male singular and his procreation. Obviously, they get off the ark, and you're going to have more clean on the earth than unclean. Oh man. I stand corrected. Thank you. Thank you. Blue Blade, you would wonder, how does the Bible scare a pastor when they get paid to look at it? They're collecting literally what the Levites were supposed to have to tell you what the Bible says, and they have no clue what it says.
There's 2 sections.
So okay, so Genesis 7, is this the scriptures? Okay, in Genesis chapter 7, verse 2, it says, "Of all the clean beasts, take with you 7 pairs, a male and his female, and of the beasts that are unclean, 2, a male and his female." So that's in Genesis chapter 7, verse 2, and that's where I got the perception that it was.
There's multiple. There's section.
There's this section.
I believe in Genesis 6. But I'm gonna look for it now. I've seen it before. I read both sections before, and I remember it did say pairs. I know for sure on one of them.
Okay, so Genesis chapter 7, verse 2, it says, "Of all the clean beasts, take with you 7 pairs, a male and his female, and of the beasts that are unclean, 2, a male and his female." So thank you. I will definitely be looking. Now that's Genesis chapter 7, verse 2. Please, if you have your Bible, read Genesis chapter 7, verse 2. And that's where I got the perception that, it said pairs. 14, because it has a male and his female, so 14 clean and only 2 unclean. Now, I just want to make sure that somebody else reads that, so we have another witness to what the book is saying. Anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else? Is that what your Bible says?
In chapter 7, the King James do not put pairs. The scriptures version has pairs.
That's what it is. Okay.
King James does not have pairs.
Okay.
It says by 7 female and male. Though.
Okay, so in the scriptures version, it uses the word pairs. In the King James version, it just says 7s. So now we have some of the most interesting arguments you will have, and that's when it comes to versions. So King James says by 7s, scriptures says 7 pairs. I know I'd read it in one of the versions. I know I'd read it. They can't even get that right. The doggone translators couldn't even get it right. So then the 2 versions they don't necessarily line up directly.
So the King James, but it does say 7 males and 7 females.
The King James says it? What verse?
Same chapter, 7 verse 2. It says it as if they are a pair because it says 7 males and 7 females, but don't use the word pairs. But it does say 7 of each.
Okay, so I'm gonna go to the King James now.
And then the scriptures link them as pairs. Nothing says 7 is by itself like the
King James says, of every clean beast thou shalt take to thee by sevens, the male and his female. And of beasts that are not clean by 2, the male and his female. So it seems that when it says the male and his female, by sevens, the male and his female, it seems that it says the male and his female is 1. Then the male and his female is 2. Then the male and his female is 3. So it would be 14.
It would still be, yeah.
It would still be 14.
Yeah.
And then and then by hi bud. Hi bud. And then by 2, male and female.
It says male and his female
Yeah.
as well in the King James.
And then the scriptures translates it to 7 pairs.
Yes. Then it says male and his female.
And Brother Daryl Vick said, wait. All right, Jay Moore said the Hebrew interlinear says by sevens. Sevens, the male and the female to keep alive. So, Brother Jay Morris, based on what you're reading there, are you getting the perception that it's 7 pairs or 7 clean and then 2 unclean? Brother Gary said it's just translation stuff. Old English is pretty foreign to us. So Adapari says 7 pairs. Yeah, so it sounds like it's saying 7 pairs. So 14 clean, 2 unclean. Is that what y'all are getting from that as well? I just want to make sure that we are all kind of on the same page. Are y'all getting, there were 14 clean and 2 unclean. All right, yep, okay, so Adapari said 14 cows. Okay. 14 to, see, I love these studies, and I love having these studies with y'all. Man, I enjoyed that. Okay, correct. Animals must be monogamous then. Tell that to my chickens. And it's interesting, you said that, Brother Rich, because like when our chickens, our roosters and hens are free ranging, it's like they naturally break up into like groups, and it's always like one rooster with 3 or 4 hens. There's never, and it's amazing that animals can understand this, but we don't. There is never a hen that is wandering by itself unless there's no rooster. And when there's no rooster, and there's a bunch of hens with no rooster, I have chicken hawk problems. I have chicken hawk problems. As soon as I have a rooster, the hens all have protection. That's right, brother. Palmetto said the males will eventually evenly divide the females to avoid conflict until the conflict can no longer be avoided. Right. I mean, it's like natural. There will be like 4 hens with 1 rooster. That rooster over here will have like 3 hens. This one over here will have 3. This one over here will have 4. And it just naturally takes place. And those hens follow that rooster. No questions. When he wanders to one side of the property, he's got his hens following him. Yes, Pamela, you're absolutely right. If you have 7 hens and 1 rooster, that's fine. If you have 14 hens and 2 roosters, that's fine. If you have 5 roosters and 10 hens, there's a war. And it literally is a war. In fact, what you may even have is not just a fighting, but one of the roosters, 4 of the roosters will find, I want to say this, I'm saying this, they'll find the bitch of the roosters, and they'll punk him out, literally. Sometimes they'll even try to bend him over, but they will punk him out so that none of the other hens follow him. Interesting. If you've ever watched hens and roosters and how they subdivide and how they create and how, if I end up killing one of the roosters to make it a meal, the other ones will wander for a day and then they kind of branch out and they all will find a new hen or a new rooster. Interesting. Gary said that's because chickens are smart enough to not watch The View on TV. Because I know if they did, Brother Gary, one of them would be pissed off that it had to be Whoopi. One of those hens is about to be fiery mad that it has to be Whoopi. Yep. Blue Collar said 4 hens are 1 in him. Absolutely. Oh, man, that's good. Interesting fact. Hens attack roosters that don't act like leaders. I've seen it. Hey, Blue Blade, we had some roosters. Our free-range roosters, we don't put with the hens because we're just going to eat them. They will attack our shoes. Like literally, we went outside and I saw a rooster absolutely destroying one of my shoes. When I mean destroying it, I don't mean pecking it. He was humping the mess out of my boot. My boot got defiled. That boot got bent over and it was getting destroyed. And I was so offended. I looked at my boot like, damn, that sucked. My poor boot. He was wearing my boot out. Wearing it out. I was like, damn, that boot lost its virginity in a rough way.
You would hear him.
Yeah, we would be in the house and we would hear it like clucking and screaming as it was destroying the boot.
And the boot rattling on the floor.
Yeah, yeah, we would hear the boot rattling on the porch, being pushed up against the wall, being pushed up against the porch fencing. That boot got destroyed. Hey, Jay Morris said something that we've been talking about here. But Jay Morris said, the chicken yard is like a prison yard. Too many males together and some homo things happen. And you're right, Brother Jay Morris, because what happens is they all find the weakest rooster. And they will rape him until he dies. No joke. They will tag team that rooster, and then that rooster will like bury itself in the corner. Its feathers are all ruffled. Some of them are plucked out. What do they call that thing? The red thing? The crest? The crest is shredded. Its back is shredded. And then it'll die. Seen it happen too many times. We've even taken those roosters out and then put that rooster in the cage with the hens. And then the roosters in that cage will attack it. Blue Collar said, clean animals are more polygamous, whereas dogs and wolves are generally run with one female, though they will breed with other females. Whoa! That's actually an interesting observation and true. I wonder if that's why Yahshua referred to people as dogs oftentimes. I had a rooster I named Chucky because the hateful fucker would attack me from behind every chance he got. Chucky met Smith & Wesson. Chucky be gone. They will. We had a rooster that would run underneath our trailer. And when we walked by, it would come after us. Clean animals have much larger testicular mass in general than unclean animals per kilogram of body weight. So if you're a man and you got small testes, you're unclean. That's basically what Blue Collar Scar said. If you are a man and you got small testes, you are unclean. That's basically what he just said. Though. I mean, I might be adding a little bit and embellishing a little bit, but that is what I took out of it. In general, animals are poly. Monogamy is strange in animal kingdom, and nobody mess with the girls or the leaders. Right. There you go. He said, or effeminate. Now, this is completely off topic. And I'm sorry I have to ask this question, brothers. Completely off topic. Are y'all okay with me asking a completely off topic question? Just for a minute. I really want y'all's opinion. I guess I'm Mr. Clean Man. Okay. Completely off topic. If you insist, yes. I just want to know who wins, the one silverback gorilla or 100 men? Who wins that fight? Come on, please add in. Sister K, we made that mistake also. Leaving a hen, we transferred cages and we left the hen and there was all the roosters. We made that mistake. Okay, here we go. Overwood Bus says, yes, hand to hand, no weapons. No weapons. We got gorillas, I'm gonna have to say, the gorilla. I think that those men have a chance, to be honest. Because here's what I think would happen. First of all, they're men. The first, as a blue collar, the first 15 to 20 are going to get shredded. The idea that you're going to put some sort of weird naked chokehold on this thing, the biting power of a gorilla. I don't even think it'd be close. I don't even think it would be close of a match. Oh, Stephon Green said 100 men win if. Okay, I'm waiting, brother. 100 smart men would easily beat a gorilla. 100 average men would probably win with 5 guys left. I just don't think the men would win. I think what you would have is this: the men would attack. The first 15 to 20 are going to get shredded. Then I don't care how strong mentally those men are. The next wave is not going to go. It's not going to go. I'm sorry. I'm assuming I have a choice in this. This is not Russia, where we're just going to charge the machine gun nest. Otherwise, if we turn around, we're facing pistols and rifles from our own people. I think after the first 15 to 20 get shredded, psychologically, those men are done. If men couldn't beat a gorilla, gorillas would be the dominant species on the planet. Well, we have guns now. We have guns and all that now. I don't see how the men would be able to take it down. I think that psychologically, once you saw the first couple get shredded and you're the next wave, you're not going in. Especially if you see the gorilla just wallop the first 15 to 20. No, yeah, you're right. We do have, but if you're talking about hand-to-hand combat, I just don't see. Adapari, I'm with you on that one. I am with you on that one. The only reason why animals don't kill us is because y'all don't allow that. The only reason. I'm with you there. I believe that we're not nearly as, I mean, come on. I was giving the children a lesson about the copperhead. I'm like, what kind of animal over time adjusts itself to its environment where it literally looks like leaves? We would have no hope, even with all of our, the things that we have. Yes, Brother John, I'm with you. He said, weapons and teamwork, sure. Without it, no way. Without weapons, I don't think that we have a chance. Wait. I'm missing comments. I'm having fun with this conversation. Now, Stefan, that's a good point. If they all dogpiled, but my goodness, it would have to be a very effective dogpile where everybody knew what they were going to be attacking. There you go, Samson by himself. It would have to be that. It would have to be a Samson by himself. Oh, see, out of par, you're thinking, brother. I stand even with weapons. I'm gonna have to agree. They said that one of the most dangerous things during World War I wasn't even in trench warfare, was the diseases that rats brought. The diseases that rats brought were destroying, were killing and incapacitating so many people. You got a good point. See, I hear you, Brother Palmetto. I don't think that we have a chance. That I'm gonna have to stick with that. Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather, Muhammad Ali, Roy Jones Jr., and Michael Jackson would give a sure victory against a gorilla. Blue Blade, I hope you're joking. There you go, Brother Gary. Microbes kill more people than any other factor in most wars. There you go. Fallen Sky, I think I saw that video of a gorilla throwing 800 pounds. I didn't know how much it was, but I believe I saw that video. And yeah, he threw an incredible weight like it was nothing. Here's something that I thought about. If the gorilla is stationary, how much do gorillas weigh? Brothers, does anybody have an idea how much a gorilla weighs? You can't, Brother Aki, you can't use weapons. There's no weapons. How much does a gorilla weigh? Anybody? You have an idea? You know?
No. I know some like the hundreds.
Okay, we got 400 to 600 pounds. Okay. I would say they weigh more than 350. Hey, I was gonna say, yeah, closer to 500 pounds. Okay. So we have a 500-pound gorilla. Yeah, I was gonna, you know what? Go on your tablet, look it up, please. All right, Fluster Clock said between 800 to 12 100 pounds.
Male or female? Or
Look at male. No gorilla.
no,
LaFrance said 300 to 600. All right, but blue collar, that's what I was getting at. Now, has anybody here ever played football? Anybody? What would happen to you if Ray Lewis ran into you full speed ahead? Go ahead. What would happen if you got hit by Ray Lewis? What was he, like 250, 260? If Ray Lewis ran into you full steam ahead, what would happen to you? Oh my gosh. Sister K said that silverback gorilla's punching force is estimated to be between 1,300 to 2,700 psi. This translates to an overhand strike of about 5,400 foot. Oh gosh. All right, 300 to 400. Okay. The wild male gorilla range between 3 to 800. Eastern lowland gorillas, a larger subspecies, can weigh about 484. All right. Now, how fast do gorillas run? I'm going somewhere now. How fast do gorillas run? We can do some physics. Because the question would be, based on the gorilla's sheer mass and speed, how many humans would it run over before they were able to stop it? So other parties, you said 36 miles an hour?
Between 25 miles per hour.
Yeah, but we're talking about biomedical. You're talking about weapons. We're not talking about weapons. No weapons. In comparison, a human punch typically ranges between 180 and 800 psi. Brother Gary said, okay, 25 miles per hour. Now, without football pads on, mind you, how many people, like how many have ever seen Mike Allstott run the football? I've seen guys play, in professional football get destroyed. I'm wondering how many men get ran over by a, let's say, 500-pound block of muscle running at 25 miles an hour. How much mass would you have to put in front of it before it stopped? There you go. Physics question. Because a lot of the things that we add to it, like getting it in water, let's say it's a land fight with a 500-pound silverback and 100 men. How many get ran over and trampled to death before they throw a punch? There we go. Sure, if you charge the gorilla and were able to subdue a non-moving object, different game.
gorillas are about 4 to 10 times stronger than humans.
All right, my daughter just said gorillas are 4 to 10 times stronger than humans. And let's be real, most of us have never experienced even the strongest human. So take the strongest human and add 4 to 6 times that strength. Right, and Brother John said, don't include adrenaline. If this thing charges at people, you're going to lose, I would say, probably 15 to 20 before the gorilla, and before he even gets to hand-to-hand combat. So the first 15 to 20 people that get hit by a 25-mile-an-hour, 500-pound ball of fury are gone. They're gone. Yeah, Brother Gary said a 50-pound chimp will shred your ass. Absolutely. 50 pounds. And you'll be shredded. That doesn't include, I saw Brother, no, it makes sense. You have what you have on you. It's a fist fight. You have nails, a chimp has nails, you have nails, it has teeth, you have teeth. It's a fair fight. Overbus said, I was injured by a 220-pound linebacker. Shoulder still feels it. 220. And that's in pads. So when I look at that thing, all things being equal, because if we're going to throw in weapons, and I'm carrying a rifle and the game's over. But if you do all things equal, 100 men and a gorilla, I'm not even sure the first 15 to 25 men make it past him charging into them. Yeah, Blue Collar Scan said you are already broke before he hits you. Right. He hasn't even started swinging yet. He hasn't even started. Oh my gosh, Sister K said their wingspan is 8 feet. It's 8 feet. That means a gorilla can dunk flat-footed. Yeah. So you would have to get into the body to even harm it. Woo! John said, the gorilla gets a stick, I get a minigun. I just wanted to pass that, just having some fun amongst brothers, having that discussion. I know for a fact if that gorilla charged into the line and I saw men flying, that's it. Fight's over. I'm done. And I think that a lot of men would probably have that same. It can hug. It can give a hug to 3 men at the same time and kill them all. Wait, what was that?
A gorilla's bite force is 1,300 pounds per square inch.
My daughter just told me a gorilla's bite is 1,300 pounds of pressure per square inch. Yikes. Yikes. Dunda said, how you gonna call me out? Dunda said, y'all scary. Over analysis because y'all scared. 100 men easily beat 1 gorilla. You're damn right I'm scared. You damn right, Dun. That thing comes charging. I'm like, listen, y'all. What am I gonna do? My shoulder block it? I'm gonna shoulder block this thing. I'm done. They said what?
Gorillas are sprinters,
not marathon,
but they're not marathon runners.
So
you have to beat them outside the sprint.
Yeah, so literally the way to beat the gorilla would be you'd have to wear it out, which means once again you don't want to be one of the first ones.
Behind the line.
Here's what I would do. All the people that say we could beat them, y'all get in the front. Y'all get in the front, I'll be number 100. All the ones that are like, yeah, it's no big deal. Okay, when it's charging, you're the one in the front lines. There you go. You think about like humans today, most humans can't even, we don't even have the endurance to go to the bathroom without breathing hard. Oh crap, I can't see the comments. There you go. House of Lamar, you got it right. Spectate. And then, you know, when people say be smarter than a gorilla, it's like, look at humans. We're dumb as hell. I'm just being real. Humans are dumb. See, the Israelites fought giants. Now, if you're talking about 100 Israelites, men of Yah, different ballgame. Look at what Gideon was able to do. Look at what Gideon was able to do. When you got Yah on your side, you can do anything. Take 100 of these dumb mother today. Nope. That's how I do it. Wait for the first 99, then going into submission to calm down. Yep. Wait. What? Y'all didn't see that Chimp did to them African men? He tore their nuts off and bit through one's face and broke 2 of their arms. No, Palmetto, you say people are too damn scared? No. I'm smart. You said we're smart. I'm smart. Fear has got nothing to do with common sense. Common sense says, I'm not going to be the one in the front line getting ran over by a 500-pound gorilla full of rage. That's called common sense. The same way that when you people go to war, they don't run into a machine gun unless you want to get shredded. Common sense. You take cover. There is something called just being smart. And I will never pass it off. For people to say, well, I just stand in here and take it. That's not smart. I mean, let's be real. Most men can't even make it through the financial burden of a divorce without falling apart. Most men can't make it through. Most men are going to fail in the time to come. Yeah. There you go. Brother Gary said, I'm not jumping in the water with a great white shark either. I have enough brains to know that. Right. I'm smart enough to say, I don't want to be in that situation. So if it does happen, I'm not going to be the one in the front. And once the first people go flying 15 feet past me, I'm going to turn around and go home. That's it. And everyone in the world's going to call me a pussy or weak. And I'm going to say, I'm a living one. Well, you're right. Marines don't have their rep for no reason, but look at how the rest of the armed forces kind of look at them. Cannon fodder. It kind of reminds you like some of the older wars when they used swords and shields and they would hire mercenaries, which were usually just slaves. And they would send the slaves first to kind of weaken, the opposing force. Yeah. He said falling apart is easy. The 15-year recovery is hard. Yep. Better a living dog than a dead lion. Woo! Brother Gary said, you mean the pieces of the first 10 to 15 guys go flying past you? It's going to be like remnants. It's going to be like an explosion. And that would be the question is, who has the guts, especially because people are different today. We're just different. Most people today can't handle the things in front of them without, we can't, hey, let's be real, brothers. Some of us can't even tolerate talking with our brother and having a disagreement without falling apart. Some of us can't even take having a fellowship and not seeing eye to eye without falling apart. Some of us can't even take leaving churches, camps, or ministries without going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs without falling apart.
You know what? Is that?
So when I look at people today, that's right. Blue collar, it would have to be a lot of that. Testosterone and alcohol to completely dull your senses. And maybe some heroin too. Brother Jay Moore said, absolutely, Brother Chris. The military makes men think they are invincible, so they run towards gunfire for their government. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely, brother. And that invincibility, we find out we're not. Who was the guy in 2nd Maccabees? In the book of 2nd Maccabees, there was a guy that wanted to make a name for himself. So he ran into the battle and got trampled by an elephant. Because he was zealous, but he wasn't smart. And he tried to take down an elephant that had, like, I believe it was like a commander of one of the opposing armies of to Israel. Look at what his machismo got him. I know a lot of people, just being from the hood, that had a lot of go get them power, you know, making a name for themselves. These dudes, when the lead hit them, they shredded like everybody else. And when they got shredded, the other people were like, I don't know why the hell he did that for. That shit was stupid. Hey, he was always a dumb mother effer. Yeah, he was. Well, he gone now. I'm not that dude. Robert Butt said, they are my family, no lie. Hey, they eat crayons. Right, yeah, Jay Morris, running before chariots. Right. They're those people. I'm just not one of those cats. I'm just not. Hey, when I got shot at, I ducked. That's my story. There, yeah, Brother Gary said, like the dumb shit in every action movie that steps out on his front. Wait. Was that his name, Eliezer? Boobla, that might have been his name. What he wanted to make a name for himself, charged out against the opposing army, tried to take down an elephant, and the elephant stumped on him. And that was his story. Because he was so zealous and so eager to make a name for himself. Dude got kicked by an elephant and was dead. Yeah. Like the dumb shit in there. Oh, I can't see the rest of the comment. My phone died. I just saw else making the comment. I'm just not that dude. It is what it is. I would even. Here's what I think would happen. After the gorilla hit the first couple people, there were some that would be like, I ain't doing this. And then what's going to end up happening is you're going to have humans fighting humans. Because the ones that are willing to fight are going to be trying to stop the ones that are scared from running away. I mean, isn't that what we've seen that throughout history? I mean, we saw the Russians kill their own in thousands of them because there's something about, and was it an MG42 firing those rounds over your head that scared people. Now, I don't know why people would be scared. I know stories, had the privilege of talking to people in my childhood when I was growing up, my mom was teaching me stories of war. You know, she had me study war, of what really happened when people during D-Day, or the people that rushed, Peleliu, the airfield there, how scared they were. When I talked to Vietnam vets, and they were talking about some of the things that they went through over there, and how scared, how paralyzed they were. How so many men died from simple being paralyzed because they were scared crapless. I think that fear, as much as every man thinks that we're John Rambo, a lot of people don't know they're John Rambo until it's time to be John Rambo. And a lot of them find out that they're Helen Keller. They don't see nothing and they don't hear nothing. They just go deaf. And that's when one vet that I talked to said that's what he felt like. He felt like he was Helen Keller. He couldn't see and he couldn't hear. Like the dumb shit in every action movie that steps out on his front porch with a gun while some dude in the dark punches his ticket. Absolutely. Oh gosh. It's easy to say you can take these different forces when they're not actually, Brother Darrell, I think you're saying it perfectly. When they're not actually before you. Brother, because I wouldn't even say this. Let's turn this back to the stream. How many of us think or thought that we would overcome sin? And here we are, years later, still dealing with the same shit. We all don't know how we're going to respond until you are in that situation. We don't really know. You learn a lot about yourself being in situations. You really learn how tough you are. You really learn how ardent you are of the Most High. You know, I read the book of Maccabees and how so many people turned away from the way of Yah for fear. Simple fear. And just because I reacted one way in one situation does not mean I'm going to react the same way in another situation. You don't know until you go through it. So anyway, we have another hatching. So it's easy to say you can take these different forces when they are not actually before you, but when they are before you, see what you say then. Brother Z Manning, Shabbat Shalom, brother. Yeah, D-Day was horrible. Yes, sir. Hey, the man, Brother Aki, that's right there. But we saw how many men folded with the zombie plague shot. If you don't take this shot, you're going to lose your job. People folded over paying their mortgage. Let's be real. People fold every day for things that are not even close to being scary. Brother Gary said, and he's right, training helps. It makes you act from reflex without thinking, but you never know for sure until reality bites your ass. You never know. You never know. Ever know. The one thing about life is that we don't know. I remember doing lifeguard training. And, you know, I didn't think that I was scared of many things. I was more scared of going to the bottom of the pool, grabbing the 50-pound weight and kicking to the top more than I was when I was shot at. Why? Because the idea of, I'm not afraid of water, I'm not afraid of swimming, I'm not afraid of going down 15 feet. I was worried about getting up from 15 feet. And you're kicking and kicking and kicking and kicking, and because you're holding a 50-pound weight, you don't have the access of your two hands. And I trained for that, and I was still scared. Oh, Brother Gary, that is a great question. I'm just saying, for myself, being where I've been and seeing what I've seen in my life, I have seen men fold for things. I've seen men be willing to go put in work on the streets and can't take their girl leaving them. I've seen people go put in work on the streets and be willing to face 10 years like it was no big deal, but couldn't face the idea of their girl taking their children. That's just the reality. That's why one of the things that I talk about in my life is, and that may be why, if you've ever been in any sort of situation in real life, what you hear is the dude that does all the talking about how tough he is. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. And you know what? The enemy uses fear to manipulate those weak in spirit and belief. That's the key. And spirit and belief. Do I believe Yah? Yes. Yes. Do I believe I can beat a gorilla? No. Absolutely. Right. So I'm just one of those people that, hey, you don't ever know people, because you'll watch people break for things that you wouldn't break on. And then you'll watch people not break in things that you would have broken on. And that's where, I think about the story of Daniel in the lion's den. I think about that. I think about how many people, how many times that, Brother J. Morris, that's it. The badass usually is the punk. We all know that story. The one that talks the loudest is the most scared. But if you've ever hung around people, are the hitters the ones that will really put in that work? Are they the loud ones or the quiet ones? Go ahead and answer in the chat. Are the ones that are loudest, are they the hitters, or are they usually the ones that are the most scared? But Brother Darrell said it right there. It's not the one doing all the loud talking that I'd be concerned with. It's the quiet and unassuming one that will concern me the most, because I wouldn't know what's coming. And they're often the ones that are most scariest, because people that put in the work don't talk. They don't talk about it. For wherever I've ever been, and I've been in some bad areas, I'm talking bad areas. The ones that don't talk because if they did, they're going to prison. They're going to prison. The ones that are talking crazy and reckless, they're the ones you ain't really got to worry about. That's just what I've learned. That's why I try not to do so much. I tell people where I'm from, but I try not to do a whole lot of talking. You know, what I'm capable of or what I'm not capable of, or what I could do or what I wouldn't do, or you'll never know. There, House of LaVar said, real killers move in silence. Yes. Well, but Art Apari, Okay, Daniel 3. Let's go Daniel 3 real quick. Daniel 3:16. Yes, sir. Daniel 3:16 through 18. Okay. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, or Abednego, answered the king and said, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter. We are not careful to answer thee in this matter. If it be so, our Yah, whom we serve, is able to deliver us from the burning, fiery, or fiery furnace, and he will deliver us out of thine hand, O king. But if not, be it known unto thee, O king, that we will not serve thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. See, my belief, and I thank you, Adapar, because my belief is not in what I can do. My belief is in what Yah can do. Now, I train and I do that sort of stuff, but my belief is what Yah can do. That's where my belief lies. I have the training, I trust in it, but there ain't nothing like carrying 5 smooth stones to fight Goliath, knowing that Yah is with you. There's nothing like that. I think for a lot of us men, we've gone through those challenging times in our lives where you felt like you were fighting Goliath. Your friends may have abandoned you, your family may have abandoned you, everyone abandoned you, and it was you versus Goliath. And you came out on top. You were thrown into a den of lions. And in the morning, you came out of the hole. Meanwhile, the Bible says the men that accused Daniel were thrown into the lion's den, and every bone in their body was broken, them and their families. Every bone in their body was broken before they hit the ground. Yep. Fallen Sky Homestead. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. For myself, I trust in Yah, and I believe in Yah. And I know that I will not turn from Yah. But let's ask the question, brothers. How will you know that you will not turn from Yah? How do you know that? I think for a lot of men, for most men, for all men, you know you won't turn from Yah when you don't turn from Yah. That's when you know. That's how you know. And we have to be very careful, because you have to understand you are incompetent. You have an enemy, and he's a very real enemy, and this mother sucker is ruthless. We just have to understand that. And you can't out ruthless him. You can't outshoot him. The only way and the only weapons that work are not carnal. They're spiritual. And how many of us are able to wield the sword without first cutting ourselves? Bless you, Sister K. Moore. Shabbat Shalom. House Lamar, brother, man, that is the realest thing I just heard. I think real strength is also being afraid but going anyways. Brother, I commend you for that statement. I think real strength is knowing that you are outgunned, but still moving forward. When people compare, let's go back to like some of the wars in Afghanistan. I mean, air superiority is one of the best things you can have in regards to winning a war. Air superiority. And yet, those Arabs still fought. And they found a way to win. I'm sure they were afraid when they're seeing tanks and armored personnel carriers and things like that, but they still fought anyways. And Brother Daryl Vick, hey, we act like, and I'm glad you said that, brother, because why do we think that Peter denied Yeshua? Anybody? And now we know Yeshua said he was going to do it, but wouldn't you put a little bit of what Peter felt when they were, hey, you were one of his road dogs. You were rolling with him, weren't you? I don't know this man. What do you think made him react that way? Fear? Right, and he's been performing his shit for a long time. Hey, Brother John, he's mastered his craft. Satan has mastered his craft, especially first coming down from the Shemayim, but then watching humans for as long as humans have been on this earth. Brother Gary said, I don't think any of us know for sure. Brother Gary, that's what I'm saying. We don't know. We can act or talk as if we know, but the fact that the Bible says those that persevere, those that persevere to the end, that means there's going to be some perseverance. There's going to be things that test you. And let's be real. There are some tests, there are some things that you can go through in life that are worse than death. I mean, House of Lamar, there you go. Brother Gary said air superiority is the thing that wins a conventional war. When you can drop bombs from well beyond RPG range, you win. That's right, Brother Aki said it right there. And Peter was even a gangster and still folded. He still folded. At the end of the day, when faced with, are you rolling with Yeshua? Nah. 3 times. Nah. Despite the fact that Peter had seen Yeshua do miracles, it was still nah. I don't know. He walked with Yeshua and walked with him. Can we let that set inside of our head a little bit? He walked literally with Yeshua. You're out of par, you're right. Wait. If a man has already died to himself, his will, his flesh, his hopes, his dreams in this world to make Yeshua his life and hope, how then can he ever turn away from his life? The same way Peter did. I don't for one second think that any of us come close to amounting to the rock, Peter, on which Yeshua built his church. I don't think any of us come close to Peter. And even at the end of it all, he still betrayed him. He still No, I don't know. I don't know. And to me, that is very humbling, because when I look at the disciples, I look at men who walked with Yeshua in a way that we can only imagine. Can you imagine, brothers, walking with Yeshua to the point where you literally see him do miracles? Literally. Literally. And we've seen things in this life. But imagine watching Yeshua lay hands on somebody and bam, game over. Demon's gone. Imagine it. I always pray that I'm ready for when it comes. Right, Brother John, taught by him for years. Hey, let's be real. Yeshua told Peter to come to me off the boat. Get off the boat and walk to me. Get off the boat and walk to me. Peter got off the boat, started walking, knows it's Yeshua, looks to the left, looks to the right, see waves, and starts fearing. That was Peter again. Peter had enough faith that when Yeshua told him, hey, drop the nets, drop the boat, come with me, I'll make you fishers of men. He had enough faith to do that. And I think that's the issue, is that we all didn't Peter say, when Yeshua said, hey, you're gonna deny me? Didn't Peter say, oh, nah, I ain't gonna do that. Nah, not me. Nah, I ain't gonna be the one to do that. Not me. I won't be the one. Not me, Lord. Not me, Master. Philippians 3:12. Through 14. Not as though I had already attained, either were already perfect, but I follow after, if that I may apprehend that for which also I am apprehended by Yeshua HaMashiach. Brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended, but this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind and reaching forth unto those things which are before. I press toward the mark for the prize of the high calling of the Master Yeshua HaMashiach. 1 Corinthians 9:27. Excuse me. But I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, lest that by any means when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway. That's good, brother Artapari. That's good. Didn't Yeshua say Peter was the rock which he built his church? Because if Hebrew Rapaholic is right, I'm going to stand corrected. Teacher, can you look that up? Did Yeshua ever call Peter the rock in which he would build his church? Because if I am mistaken, oh wait, I saw something from Brother Gary. I think it's Matthew that said that men's hearts will fail them. I didn't see this comment. How did I miss this comment? I think it's Matthew that said that men's hearts will fail them in seeing the things coming upon the earth. The level of sheer horror that's coming is beyond human comprehension. I agree with that. Okay, he didn't say that. He didn't say that. He didn't say that. You're right, Hebrew alcoholic. You're all right. Oh no. So Hebrew alcoholic, I stand corrected. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Faith in Yah, brother, man. Jay Morris, man. Faith in Yah is the only safe way out of a physical fight with a demon. Woo! Artapar said, I don't take anything for granted. Relying only on Abba, I consider myself an enemy. They're right. Hey, that's a great point, Artapari. And then thank you for being a second witness to Hebrew Rapaholic. Thank you for being a second witness. Most of us haven't even beaten ourselves yet. We haven't even won the fight against flesh. I find that powerful. Peter was the rock. Yeshua is the cornerstone. Uh-huh.
He is called the rock. Then Yeshua goes on to say, and upon this will I build my
Okay. What verse is that?
Matthew 16:18.
Yeah, the name Peter, it means the rock, right? Yeah, the name Peter means the rock. A rock or a stone. That's what I was referring to. So he didn't call him a rock. His name meant the rock. Yeah, because in the Aramaic it says, I say also to you that you are Kepha, you are Peter, you are the rock. And on this Kepha rock, I will build my assembly, and the gates of Sheol will not subdue it. Yeah, so his name literally meant rock. So when he says, I also say unto you that you are Kepha, he's saying you are the rock. And on this Kepha, and on this rock, I will build my assembly. Okay.
Hey.
Wait. Peter, his name was Kepha, rock in Hebrew. Yeah, his name literally was rock in Hebrew. So when he says, I say also to you that you are Kepha, you are rock, and on this Kepha, on this rock, I will build my assembly. In fact, there's a footnote. Okay, so the footnote in the Arabic English says, this is a word play between Kepha and the man and what his nickname means. Yeshua uses Kepha's name to reveal the significance of Kepha's conclusion. Neither flesh nor blood, an individual can reveal the nature of Mashiach except Yahweh himself by the Ruach HaKodesh. Using the literal meaning of Kepha's name, rock, Yeshua brings together the understanding of the rock of Devarim 32:18, 30 and 31, Psalms 18:46, Psalms 61, Psalm 62, Isaiah 8:14, 17:10, 51, 1 through 8. When Simon Kepha says, you are the Messiah, the son of the living Elohim, he confesses faith in Mashiach, not the person only, but the spirit of Mashiach in Yeshua. Yeshua's reply provides Kepha the same reference that David and the prophets had regarding Yahweh's salvation, the rock. However, this verse was twisted by Catholicism to first give Peter authority, then usurped Peter's authority for its leader. Yaakov was the first Rosh Bit Din in Netziri, not Peter. Paganism makes the physical person of Yeshua, Miriam, Peter, and others into deity-like icons, very contrary to Torah and Mashiach. Just something to add in. Bless you, Brother Adapari. Brother, I enjoy this more than y'all know. I enjoy these conversations more than you know. Man. And Brother Adapari, I got your email. Brother, I'm going to hit you back. Forgive me. Forgive me. Chris, the first pope was Constantine. Kepha was long dead by centuries. Yeah, he was. That would just substantiate the Roman Catholic Church and its never-ending attempts of destroying what the word is truly saying. Never-ending attempts to destroy what the word is saying. I'm sorry, I have this this comment, or it says share your referral link, and it's right over where y'all are commenting, so I can't read your comments without having to scroll. That's a great question, G. Coffer. Yeshua built Yeshua's symbol not on Yeshua but on Peter. I'm sure there's a language barrier. I'm sure there's something within the language. That's a good pickup, Brother Lefe. I was looking at that also. In the Greek, the first time the term rock is masculine. So when he said when the first time you use the word kefa, the rock, it's masculine. The second time, it's feminine for some reason. Is that because he's talking, Brother Lefe, when he refers to the rock the second time, or kefa the second time, he's referring to the assembly, and we know the assembly is the bride of Messiah. So could it be that that second reference of kefa being, or the rock, is in reference to the assembly being the bride of Messiah, and that's why it had a more feminine, it was used in a feminine way and not the masculine way. Just an idea. Brother Jay Morris, absolutely. The people who think demons can be intimidated by their combat skills are sadly mistaken. Right. Chris, look up a cat by the name of Miles Jones. He was spent a lifetime researching, gosh, I can't read it. Researching Rome's attempts to stamp out Israel. Miles Jones. Let me get my notepad out real quick. Thank you, Brother Gary. Thank you very much. I got a story to tell you firsthand. Experience. Hit me up tomorrow. Woo! Brother Gary, you mind sharing that story with me also? I owe you a phone call. I would love to hear that story. If you don't mind. If you don't mind. Man. Well, wait, Lefe. Matthew 16:16 gives context that the rock is, dang it, I'm sorry, Lefe. I can't, can somebody else comment so I can read Lefe's comment? There you go. There you go, there you go, there you go. Matthew 16:16 gives context that the rock is the Peter's understanding that Yeshua is the Messiah. All right, let's go 16:16. Thank you, Brother Lefe. Am I even saying that right? Is it Lefe? I think you said it was Lafe, like cafe. Wait, cafe, Lefe. Oh yeah. I think I'm right. Matthew 16:16. Shimon Kepha said, "You are the Messiah, the Son of the living Elohim." Yeshua answered and said, "Blessed are you, Simon, the son of Yonah, because flesh and blood have not revealed this to you, but my Father who is in heaven." Man, thank you. Woo. Yes, sir, Brother Garrett. Yes, sir. Wait. Sister Nadia, Shabbat Shalom. Wait, I feel like I'm missing comments. Megan Hernandez said, okay, it's pronounced Lafe, like, safe. Leif. I did it. It's not Lafe. So this, brother, you have been patient with me because you probably already corrected me like 3 times. Leif. Thank you, Sister Megan Hernandez. I can now say his name right. Leif. I'm gonna say it 100 times before I go to bed, because brother, I do not mean to disrespect you. Forgive me, brother. Forgive me. Y'all already know I can barely speak English. I am fluent in Nigganese, though. I can speak Nigganese, but English is like a second language, and anything else after that is just foreign. Okay, that's his Isha. Blessings, Sister Megan Hernandez from the house of Leif Hernandez. Bless you, brother. Bless you, sister. It is an honor to have your household here, brother. Thank you for your patience. Thank you. The other part, I am fluent in Nigganese. I can speak Nigganese like it's nothing. But English is already a second language. So when you leave the States, I'm done. Hey y'all, we're just having a good time. We're just having a good time. You know, I try to make this an environment that can be fun. Yes, it's more adult orientated, you know, but I try to make it an environment where it's fun, where we can talk the word, where I can be corrected, where I can learn from many of y'all. And I mean, I'm grateful. Y'all don't understand how grateful I am. But I want to keep my word and keep this stream short, because, you know, that's what I said I was going to do. I didn't say how short. I said this is going to be a shorter stream. And technically, it's shorter than 3 hours and 30 minutes right now. So technically, it is shorter. Y'all should have asked for context. You notice I didn't give context. You notice that, right? I just said short. So technically, I kept my word. Bless you, Adafari. Bless you. What is it? It's been a great fellowship. Yes, sir, Brother Jay Morris. Thank you, Brother Gary. He said short is a relative term. Thank you, brother. But I think Brother John said the same thing. Relative. It's a relative term. I wasn't specific. That's why when you try to box me in and say it's an hour, I think Brother Daryl said, or somebody says it's been about an hour. You notice I didn't state a time frame. I like to learn from my master, Yeshua. He said the days are short. Does that literally mean that he's coming tomorrow? What is short according to the master? Anybody? What is short? What is a day? It could be as 1,000 years. I'm just having fun with y'all. Thank y'all for the fellowship. Thank y'all for your time. Thank y'all for the verses. I think the question that we will continue to ask ourselves, what's short compared to eternity? There you go, Brother Jay Morris. I could have been talking kingdom talk right now. I could have. I mean, I wasn't, but I could have been. How would you have known? I truly enjoy spending this time with y'all. The children are sitting here laughing and enjoying it. The sisters are enjoying it. Okay, one of my daughters is sitting here enjoying it. She's just busting up laughing. Sisters are enjoying it. I truly thank y'all for taking out these 3 hours and 26 minutes to fellowship with me, to give me an opportunity to share what I've learned, and then for all of us to be able to communicate and correct me when I need it, to point out the things that I did not see, because I'm hoping that continuously this will be an environment where we can all feel free to share and all feel free to learn and all feel free to grow as brothers. Bless y'all. Thank y'all. Have a blessed day of rest. A blessed Shabbat. Brother Garam hit you up this weekend. Brother Adapari, look for me this weekend. Yahweh be exalted. Bless you. Welcome once again. It was an honor to have you here. I agree. Woo, I agree. I enjoyed the session from like-minded people of the Most High, our God. Hallelujah. Bless y'all. Shabbat shalom.